The Jewish Agency and the Ministry of Aliyah and Integration released statistics this week ahead of the one-year anniversary of the beginning of the war between Russia and Ukraine, showing that over 15,000 Ukrainian Jews have moved to Israel in the past year. Major General Doron Almog, chairman of the Jewish Agency, declared that the numbers represent one of the largest rescue operations in history. And he adds, it's the epitome of the notion of all of Israel being responsible one for another. The sense of mutual responsibility serves as a moral compass which has guided us in unity throughout history and will continue to do so. The large contingent of Ukrainian Jews who made Aliyah over the past year has been accompanied by an even larger number coming from Russia and a higher than usual number coming from many other countries, adding up to a total of about 75,000 plus, the largest yearly cohort of new immigrants to arrive in Israel in nearly a quarter of a century. The unexpected surge has nearly overwhelmed the state's capacity to absorb new immigrants, as Aliyah Integration Minister Ofer Sofer warns during a recent meeting of the Immigration, Absorption and Diaspora Affairs Committee in the Knesset. Israel's facing a dramatic moment, Ofer Sofer says. Either we take the opportunity and help integrate these immigrants correctly, or there will be huge chaos. We've been working in emergency mode. We've been pushing the limits. The expectation is that the surge of new immigrants will continue this year as well. And if we don't receive proper budget response from the finance ministry of the government, we will not be able to hold this pace any longer. I do not intend on giving up on providing a wide range of possibilities for immigrants to study the Hebrew languages, he says. Unfortunately, the issue of integration has been pushed aside publicly and isn't on the media's agenda. Other members of Knesset of Israel spoke during a meeting about the large numbers of French immigrants who are here making Aliyah, and they're planning to come a lot more in the coming months and throughout the year. The need to make greater efforts to integrate them and absorb them is really highlighted. Meanwhile, several private initiatives, including the Aliyah Return Center, the Lauder Center for Advancement of Employment in the Negev, and others, stepped up their game and shortly after the war began, changed and overhauled their whole initiative. As an immigrant to Israel myself, I know the language barrier and finding employment can make it difficult to immigrate into Israel. Anat Bodarenko of the Lauder Center for the Advancement of Employment in the Negev shares that she herself immigrated to the land of Israel. And she says she knows that the language difficulty is one of the hardest hurdles to overcome. She told the Jerusalem Post in a recent interview that the Lauder Center was able to identify these two challenges and reach out to immigrants to not only help them learn the language, but find employment. And this is what professionals need when they come to a new country, especially to the Promised Land. So what does this all mean? The testimony of Aliyah and Integration Minister Ofer Sofer before the Knesset Absorption and Diaspora Affairs Committee couldn't be more straightforward than what he presented. The state of Israel is currently in the midst of a massive surge of Aliyah, and it does not possess the necessary funds and infrastructure needed. Many people are ready to move to Israel in the coming months, in the coming years, and there's much work that will need to be done to overhaul the systems here to welcome them. The good news is, this is a problem that Israel's friends from around the world can help Israel in. Private initiatives such as the Lauder School in the Negev and, of course, the Aliyah Return Center in the Galilee are in place and ready. The Aliyah Return Center is uniquely positioned to play a leading role in this historic work. In recent years, we've renovated several buildings in our campus here in the north, and we serve as a place to not only house, but also give counseling and also Hebrew training for new immigrants and much, much more, including furniture and food vouchers. This is an ancient homeland, but a modern exodus. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to keeping you posted as to the latest developments that relate to Aliyah and return and restoration. God bless you from the land of Israel.